Anthem. It was Iron Man. They promised us Iron Man, and we got it for a little bit, and it was good. The gameplay to this day is still good. It's still amazing. The 10-year game that they promised, the support that was supposed to follow up with it, never existed.
Serious Sam 4. Like, I was definitely hyped for that game, and when it came out, nobody liked it. The graphics weren't the same. It got that cyberpunk treatment.
Persona 5 Royal.
Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I shall say no more on that.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Of all the games from Origins onwards, it feels like it's the one that deviates the most from the series. It's got very clunky movement and combat, and it just feels very slow.
Star Fox Zero on the Wii U was disappointing. The new additions like the gyro-wing drone and the walker mode for the R-wing didn't do anything for me.
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Outer Worlds, it was good for what it would have been in the time.
FIFA 22.
A game that disappointed me the most was Fallout 76 because, I was looking forward to it. I thought it'd be really good.
Probably Battlefield 2042.
Battlefield 2042.
You never know when the next bug is going to hit you.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Buggiest game ever made in the longest time ever made.
The Last of Us Part 2. Killing off the main character of the first game was just so infuriating to the point where I almost didn't finish the game. I wanted to stop right there. They don't give you any time to see his character development until later in the game, and they try to make you sympathize with his murderer.
NASCAR Ignition 21. The hype videos showed off footage in Unreal Engine 4, and they said R-Factor 2 is going to be the underlying physics engine, and I spent more time downloading it than playing it.
Pokemon Sword and Shield kind of disappointed me. They got rid of a lot of the features that I had enjoyed throughout the years, a lot of the Pokemon that I was a big fan of.
I know For Honor did not release very well, like the servers were broken, it was so hard to join.
Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm just not having the level of fun that I expect from a Kingdom Hearts title.
Probably Resident Evil 6. Fell flat.
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Emily wants to play too. I had no expectations for this game, and I was still wildly disappointed by it.
Cyberpunk and Battlefield 2042.
Definitely the newest Battlefield game.
It was chaos.
I was very excited about Battlefield 2042.
I was incredibly hyped for it. I praised it up and down before release. I had strong faith in it.
Far Cry 5. They changed so much from the originals that it just didn't feel like a Far Cry game anymore.
Legion just wasn't it, along with it being even worse at launch, on the PC at least, than the first one.
That must be Escape from Monkey Island. Kind of butchered the game, the whole sense of humor in it.
DMC, the reboot, Devil May Cry's reboot, because of the way they handled the storyline, which was cheap, dialogue, which was corny and vulgar, especially because of the character design, of the way they handled Dante's looks. We're used to having him as someone who's charismatic, pretentious, but for good reason, and then we get a young, vulgar protagonist, which isn't his MO.
I would say Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Bit of a mess, the fighting sequences, the story, like everything was a bit weird. And the second one would be Destiny. Super repetitive. It felt like there was no clear goal on what the game was.
Supermassive Games brought out Until Dawn. I really liked Until Dawn. It reminded me of like Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. They have been just sniffing their farts lately. Man of Medan, Little Hope, House of Ashes, so bad.
I played was Borderlands 2, and so I wanted to check out what the first Borderlands was. I played it and it sucked so bad.
Human Evolution or Just Cause 2, it wasn't for me.
Necromunda Hired Gun, because what I met is barely playable, untested, unbalanced, basically a thoughtful game filled with unnecessary RPG mechanics.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Duke Nukem Forever.
Probably Cyberpunk to no one's surprise. I thought the story was fine, the acting was pretty good, the gameplay was fun, but overall it didn't live up to my expectations.